The self is often symbolized as an animal, representing our instinctive nature and its connectedness with one's surroundings. That's why there are so many helpful animals in myths and fairy tales. Today we discuss the spirit animal, the animal representation of us. So I hope you stick with us here on Circle Theory. Thanks for joining us today. And if you enjoy the content, please take a look below to like, subscribe, comment. Just take a second. It means a lot for this channel and to help us get going. I really appreciate it. But let's go ahead and hop in. Right, so this is a neat, fun idea to play with, and one that's always a bit challenging for me. So let's listen to what they say. Right, so they say, here I must clarify the relation between instincts and archetypes. Got a whole series on Campbell on that stuff, check it out. But what we properly call instincts are psychological urges and are perceived by the senses. But at the same time, they are also manifest themselves in fantasies and also reveal their presence only by symbolic images. These are what I call the archetypes. They are without known origin, and they reproduce themselves in any time, in any part of the world. So what Jung is suggesting is that there is a breadth of these symbols, right? We've talked a lot about that so far in this series on Jung, but that internally we manifest these in stories and mythos and folk through representation of these symbols, right? We commonly see them in a lot of cultures, right? The tortoise tends to represent something, and so does the hare and the coyote and the fox and the wolf and we see some variation, but a lot of times we see a lot more similarities. The fox and the trickster god are in every culture, and a personal favorite. Who doesn't love reading Loki stories, right? They're some of the most interesting. So let's continue. They say, these pictures suggest a hunting magic that is still practiced today by many tribes. The painted animal has the function of a double. By its symbolic slaughter, the hunter intends to anticipate and ensure the death of the real animal. This is a form of sympathetic magic, which is based on the reality of a double representation in a picture. What happens to the picture will happen to the original. The underlying psychological fact is a strong identification between a living being and its image, which is considered to be the being's soul. So this is a neat idea, this idea that the soul is depicted in an artistic representation. This is why I like abstract art. Abstract is a depiction of the soul. What we're trying to do is represent the inner meaning of something. That if that inner meaning, that inner vision is to be impacted, it would have grave effects on the physical one as well. This is a long-lived, deep idea in humans, and one of the biggest values in art itself. So as we continue to say, in the course of time, the complete animal disguise was superseded in many places by animal and demon masks. Primitive men lavished all their artistic skills on these masks, and many of them are still unsurpassed in the power and intensity of their expression. They're often the objects of the same veneration as the god or demon himself. Animals play a part in the folk arts of many modern countries, or in the magnificently expressive masks of the ancient Japanese. No drama which is still performed. A drama that is still performed in modern Japan. The symbolic functions of the mask is the same as that of the original animal disguise. Individual humans' expression is submerged, but in place the wearer assumes the dignity and the beast and also the horrifying expression of the animal or demon. In psychological terms, the mask transforms its wearer into the archetypal image. I love that. And we still see this today, right? There's a reason why we play with a lot of these symbols in superheroes and comics, right? We have, we have a Hawkeye, and we have Ant-Man, and we have Batman, that are harnessing the power of this spirit and using that in the same ways of classic tribes, and wearing the bear over the head to take on its power. And what I find here is in the deeper meaning of this is that these symbols hold power. And if we can harness that power in ourselves, we might be stronger both in this world and in the dreaming unconscious. So my suggestion to you is to find that. What are those symbols, those books, those characters, those films, those animals, those folklores, those stories, and harness that magic. Embody the spirit animal, right? Be as clever as the fox. Embrace the shadows like the bat. And use that to face your demons. Take its lessons. And have fun. And be creative. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, Twitter, all that stuff. More than anything, I just hope to catch you next time here on Circle Theory.
I'm a type of motherfucker that'll check the check through the math.